Hey everyone, this is probably the best miniature I've ever painted. It's also the first miniature I've ever painted, and I'll explain why in just a second. So this guy here is the first model I've ever painted, and it certainly shows in these old pictures I had to dig up from my ancient and unused Imgur account. So this guy came as part of a set that I bought when I first started Warhammer, and it was just a random one-off orc that was part of the box or the lot that I'd gotten, and so I figured that was a good model to practice on. I didn't have any GW paints; it was all painted with craft store paints, and I didn't know many of the, let's say, more advanced techniques of miniature painting and basing. So I thought it would be really fun, as I'm now starting a orc army, to redo this guy because at the time when I painted this, it was the best of my abilities. So now I'm going to paint him again with what is the new best of my abilities. He's also spent the last year and a half to 2 years with my friend and his orc army, as up until recently I didn't have one of my own for him to be a part of. So this is kind of the first model or the start of that orc army as well. And yeah, just overall, it seemed like a good opportunity to test my skills and really go all out on a miniature. Um, and it just seemed appropriate to use this guy as that example. So right off the bat, we can see that there's so much more depth and layers to the skin tones. I didn't really know about things like blending, highlighting, recess shading with washes, things of that nature. The skin here is probably a combination of like 4 or 5 different paints, whereas before it was literally just the one green paint. I tried out some, much more detailed and delicate freehanding as far as the checkered patterns for Goths. The lightning on the axe was something new for me that I actually haven't done before. Doing things like the little tattoos on his arms and on his face, and just a general, better balance of colors, more colors being used, things like dry brushing, edge highlighting, wear and tear, battle damage, streaking grime on the armor, all these things I didn't know about before. You can see them come together here to really make a much better quality looking miniature. I'm by no means an amazing painter, I'm by no means an expert or the best painter around, but I think that the difference between the two is really cool to see. And just to finish off here, I actually made this little side-by-side image just to compare the two that way. And you can especially see the differences here. It's night and day. And it was just a really fun project to really throw myself into. It still only took me, I don't know, maybe about 2 hours to paint this guy up start to finish. And it probably took me actually a similar amount of time to do that first version. So it's cool just to see how far I've come. And I encourage you guys to do the same and send me any photos you've done where you've repainted an old model. Send me a cool comparison, a side-by-side photo, or maybe just let me know down in the comments like what was your first models, anything like that. I'm always happy to see and interested to see or hear from you guys what you guys are working on or what you've done in the past. So as always, thanks for watching, guys. Just a short one today, but I'll be back with more videos very soon. Bye.